Hi everyone! Today I'm gonna try to explain how I paint a portrait using oil pastels. I've been asked about it more than 100 times, so I'm sorry I made you wait, but here it is. I hope it helps. This isn't gonna be a tutorial for you to follow along mark by mark, unless you want to do that, you totally can. But I will break down my process so that you can apply it to your own work if you want to. Just keep in mind that this way of working may or may not be suitable for you or your style, and that this is only how I do it and not how it has to be done. There are many ways of approaching a painting, and it can also evolve over time, but this is how I'm currently doing it. I've left in the description box below several links with free resources from my website that I think may be useful for you. My old pastel guide is there. It's now available for anyone to download it, so you may want to check that out, as well as a link to the blog post that follows this video and explains the same process. Just in case it's easier for you to follow the steps there, since I tried to match the text to the screenshots that I added there. So maybe it's more organized and it makes more sense. Okay, so first, I need to address the reason why I'm using gloves, because I think it's causing some confusion. From now on, you are always gonna see me wearing gloves, because if you are painting with bare hands, it takes a while for you to remove the paint off your fingers. And since I'm only able to paint while my baby naps, if he wakes up, I have to go to him quickly, so it's a lot easier for me to put on some gloves and then just take them off as soon as he cries, and then if he falls back asleep or next nap or next day or whenever, I can put them back again. And of course, I try to reuse them at least several sessions. I don't wear them because it helps blending or anything else. Like the process is the same and the feeling of the paint is the same. It's just that I have clean hands underneath at all times. Okay, so the first thing I do is to pick a color palette. I always add more sticks as I go, but I like to have a clear idea of the main colors that I'm gonna be using. And I feel like that's a good starting point. And I know that any other color that I add, it has to be harmonious with them. When it comes to working on the paper, after I've transferred my drawing, the first thing that I do is to start with a few dark accents, like those around the eyes. In this case, it looks like eyeliner, the nostrils, the jawline, the corners of the lips, etc. Think of it as some sort of line art. I always do this because I know that I will soon lose the pencil drawing and I need to know where the features are. And then I just loosely go over the whole paper with the local color that corresponds to each area. Some green for the leaves, some orange for the hair. You know, it's very loose and very rough, but it's for me to kill the white of the paper, although it's green in this case. But yeah, you have to start somewhere. So that's how I do it. I'm working my way up from very loose to tighter, and I try to cover the whole painting, while before I used to work more left to right because they are very messy and I wanted to do my best to not smudge anything with my hand while resting on the paper and painting. Nowadays I don't worry much about it, seeing the whole painting come together at the same time helps me figure out what needs more work and what can be left loose. While if I try to do left to right, it's harder to judge which areas I want to leave looser, and I end up adding more detail all over. So I think it's better when I work in this way. I made a video and a blog post comparing different oil pastel brands, so you can check that out if you want to know more. But here I'm using a combination of Sennelier and Neopastel oil pastels. They both blend great, but Neopastels are easier to draw with, so the finer lines that you see me creating are all of them, or at least most of them, done with Neo Pastel. I like to play with the color of the paper and let it see through in some spots here and there, but not on the face, so I make sure to put enough paint to cover it on her face. A lot of people ask how it's possible that my oil pastels blend so smoothly and so well, and this is how. You have to add enough paint for it to cover the tooth of the paper and to allow the paint to move in order to make smooth gradients and just blend easily. You have to have enough paint on it. If there is not enough pigment on the paper, it feels very rough and you can barely move the paint. If you put your finger on it and try to drag and the paint is not moving, you need to add a lot more. It's also true that if it's very cold and your oil pastels are harder, then it's not as easy to blend. But even Neo Pastels or Mungyo that are mid-hardness, I would say, those are easy to blend if you have enough on the paper. Next is how do I blend? And I blend with my fingers the most. It gives me the smoothest results by far, without any texture or lumps. For small areas, I use my pinky, and it is quite precise. But when the area I need to blend is tiny or I can't see well because I'm recording and the camera is on the way where I would like to put my head, then I use a paper stamp. I don't add anything else, no oils, no solvents, no anything, because you don't need it. And I never even bother trying because I don't feel like I'm missing anything. The paper stamp will leave marks and texture to some degree, and you may or may not like that, but you can soften it afterwards with your finger, and I do this all the time. I spend quite some time going back and forth, adding paint and blending, more paint, more blending, and what I'm trying to achieve is to cover the tooth of the paper and making everything smooth, even though that means I'm gonna lose definition because I will be adding it later, so it's not an issue. And this is what I would call the very ugly stage. You also lose saturation as well when you are combining several colors, and the portrait starts to look dull. So what I do to fight that is to bring brighter colors and add them on top. For example, you can see that on her cheeks, after blending, I went back several times with bright orange and fuchsia and blend again. And if it's still looking dull, then I add some more until it looks the way I want it to look. Another use of the paper stamp is to push paint around, and I use it to create lines and marks that help adding some of the definition that we lost before. If I have a particular oil pastel stick of the exact color that I need, I would rather grab the stick instead, but that would mean that I will have to have an insane amount of colors, and I don't have it, so most of the time I pick the paper stamp. I did this, for example, on the bridge of her nose because it was gone from so much blending, and I used the paper stamp to push the paint and to give it some shape instead of looking like a blob. When it comes to hair, I feel like I paint it almost like I do skin. I first cover the area where the hair is supposed to be, then blend, add some shadow colors, blend again, and then I add definition to some of the strands. You can do this directly with an oil pastel or with a paper stamp, or both. Neo pastels are great for this because you can make consistent lines with them, and I use them to make individual hairs as if I was just drawing with them, which is what I do. I'm not gonna focus on hair right now though, so if you would like a separate video, let me know in the comments. I usually leave the strongest highlights for last. I still try to keep them subtle, but they help bring the portrait to life. The colors I choose for the highlights depend on how intense I want them to be. For example, a light cream or a pale yellow look more natural on the skin, but If I want something to really pop, I would use pure white, even if it's not that bright in real life. It depends on what you want to achieve. Sometimes I'm not going for accuracy, I just don't. If you look at the reference photo, it's not pure white, but I just like the bling, so I often just add it, and I don't care. The only thing is that I try to be careful not to leave a very strong white line or a strong dot in there. Like, it depends. On the eye, I think it's kind of okay, but on the skin it looks a bit off. That's why you see me softening the edges afterwards. And that's it, I think. I wanted the focus to be on the face, so the leaves and greenery around her are just for decoration and because I think they look good. And I left them very loose and blurry to not draw attention to them. You can see they're not very defined or detailed. And yeah, I think that's it. I hope you liked it and that it was somewhat useful or entertaining. And let me know what you think. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.